type 1 diabetes is when your pancreas, the immune system is attacking your pancreatic cells called I believe they're called beta cells that deliver insulin into your blood. They attack those, and basically your quote unquote pancreas just shuts off. So you're technically producing insulin, but as soon as you produce it, the cell that transfers it to your blood is immediately killed off by T cells from the immune system.
So it's an
So
autoimmune disorder.
correct, it is an autoimmune disorder. Yeah. So there's that. So basically, your pancreas completely shuts off. You gotta take extravenous insulin all the time, otherwise you die within 3 weeks. Type 2 diabetes is when you are insulin resistant. So that means, for example, think of it this way: you have your blood and your muscles and your cells all need glucose. And in order for glucose to get into these cells, you need a key to unlock the door. Insulin is the key. Now, if you're exercising, or if you're relatively thin or you're lean, it's much easier for your cells to take in glucose without a key or with like a little amount of keys, right? So then, it kind of just sucks it in easier. But if you don't move all day and then you eat like a piece of cake, your cells in your body are saying, nah, I'm good. I already have enough glucose in here. We don't need any more. But you're trying to jam it in. So what happens is if you don't have those keys, or if those keys are basically the, the person on the other side of the door says, nope, we don't want you anymore, all that leftover glucose that has been distributed through your system is now just hanging around in your blood. And that's what happens when you have type 2 diabetes. It just hangs in your blood. So you're still producing insulin, except your body doesn't know how to use it properly. Does that make sense?
It's rejecting it, basically.
Correct. It's rejecting it. It's saying we don't, it's not rejecting the insulin. It's basically saying, but we don't need any. We have the room is full here. We don't need any more glucose.
What happens to the glucose that's didn't get in?
Very good question. One, if your blood sugar rises above 180 milligrams per deciliter. So for reference, an average person like you guys are anywhere between 70 and 120, or maybe 140 milligrams per deciliter of glucose in your blood. If you start to go above 180, it leaks into your urine, so then you will urinate it out. And if you're above 250 milligrams per deciliter, your body will begin to burn off fat and muscle, and it'll make your blood basically acidic in order to burn off the glucose. So that's what happened when I went into the hospital. My blood sugar, if you recall, I was at 500. Yeah, it's something called ketoacidosis. So basically, that's why I was losing all that weight, because my body was urinating it out, and then at that point, it was like, we can't urinate it out anymore. We need to burn off his fat and his muscle, which is why I lost so much weight.
Wow.
So your blood is literally eating yourself alive.
Correct, and you are acidic. That's why you need to kind of go to the hospital relatively quickly to bring your blood sugar down, before it gets any worse. A lot of people go into a coma before they get to the hospital.
Wow, dude, you could have been really hurt. You could have died even if you had waited maybe a few days longer.
I probably had like another week or two. Yeah, but yeah, it was bad. Yeah.
That's crazy. I mean, I'm glad that you're here with us now.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm really glad you're here now.
Oh, thank you. It's become a normal part of life now.
Pete, why would you destroy a dying man at tennis?
Nah, respect to Pete for staying hard and doing that. That's what he should have done. That's what he should have done, because I was, yeah, it was funny because I noticed over the summer that I was more tired than usual, but I thought it was because maybe I wasn't sleeping as much or something. And like the week before I played that Talk Tongues Cup, I played a tournament. I also noticed I was like really tired. I'm like, I'm usually never this tired. This is kind of weird. I'm going to the bathroom a little bit more often. And then the whole Pete tournament and then thereafter kind of happened. So, yeah. It was probably lingering for a couple of months.
Wow. So Pete was the catalyst that broke the camel's back and made you realize we need to go to the hospital. Pete, you may have saved his life. You're a hero.
Yeah, Pete sent me over the edge. I'm very happy.
You're very welcome.
I'm very happy about that. If there's anybody who's gonna send me over the edge, it better be Pete.
That's beautiful. Okay, so now because of this, your lifestyle has changed completely, right? Like you said, you're constantly checking your blood glucose levels every single day. Like, we could get into this a little more, but you have a little. It's almost like its own kind of. It looks like a remote, honestly, like a remote for LED lights or something. I don't know how to describe it well. You can describe it, but that's basically how you check your blood glucose levels. And you're also an Apple Watch fiend, so you have it there.
Show this to Alex.
Yeah, so he has this app on his phone right now, 124, which is I guess standard, right?
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah.
Yeah. And then that little square, that little piece of technology, whatever it is, and you're constantly checking it. Like when we're playing tennis, for instance, we were playing yesterday, and every 15 minutes when we take a break, he's like, "All right, I gotta check my glucose." I was like, "Oh, wow." It really doesn't register with you when you don't have something like that, but for you, it's probably become a habit now, right? You can't kick that anyway, or else you're
Yeah, this has become completely integrated into my life, and it's completely normal. So, Alex, for your information, and maybe Pete, actually, maybe if you didn't know this, they did studies. So, a diabetic has to make, on average, 180 decisions a day on what to do.
What does an average person do?
Probably
7.
0 in comparison to me. I'm saying, like, for example, this is how kind of like my daily routine goes. I wake up, I check my blood glucose, right? If I see I'm at an okay number, I got to decide, okay, am I going to eat? Okay, what am I going to eat? How many carbs am I going to have? What's the glycemic index of these carbs? I calculate that all. Okay, what's my sensitivity level right now? Okay, I didn't really exercise the last few days. I'm probably going to need more insulin, so then I give myself more. And then I check it about an hour later, see where I'm at. If I need more, I'll give myself more. Maybe I'll go for a walk. Usually if I exercise a little bit, it also brings it down. I'm basically doing that all day. So you make about 180 of those decisions all day long. Like if I'm playing tennis with Pete and I see, okay, I started out at a good number and I'm going down, but I know that if we're training kind of hard, I need to drink some Gatorade now so that I don't crash in about 20 minutes. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a whole lot you got to deal with. Yeah.
Wow. That's incredible. That's God bless all of you guys, all the type 1 diabetics who do this, or all diabetics. You guys have a level of management skill that some people only dream about having.
Yeah, more power to you, dude. So I wanted to talk about this as well because like when we're running, for instance, I'll see you checking your blood glucose level. And I'm wondering, how do you pick the right foods, for instance? Like, are you just constantly checking the nutrition facts and everything? Because when we're running, you're eating those goo packs or you have those glucose tabs that you get out of CVS or pharmacy, whatever. Do you just literally look at how much added sugar is in every food and try to, funnel out everything that has, just stuff you can't eat?
Not necessarily. So when I'm exercising, I want to eat something or drink or eat something that has a high glycemic index, because what happens is when you exercise, it usually, unless you're doing weight training or something that's very high stress, but if we're running, which is more endurance based, it will bring it down. So if I drink Gatorade, which has a very high glycemic index with added sugar, it goes up quickly because I need it to go up quickly. But that's fine because I know that it's going to burn off again within 40 minutes. So that's why about every 4 or 5 miles, every hour or something, I'll suck down a goo pack or have some glucose tabs. Or if we're playing tennis, I'll drink that Cytomax drink that I have because that brings it up too quick. But if I were to drink, let's say, orange juice, for example, it has a lower glycemic index and it would take too long for it to bring my blood glucose up. So then it would drop and then it would go up. But I don't want it to drop at all while I'm exercising because then you just feel like crap. So, and I can get a little bit into like what high and low blood sugars feel like. So when you have a high blood sugar, which I consider above 180, kind of in the 200 range, you get extremely dehydrated, you're extremely tired, you get kind of groggy and cranky a little bit, and you just want to bring it down immediately. And when you have a low blood sugar, it feels like you just want to eat the world. Like you can't focus on anything else except for eating, and you start twitching, shaking, sometimes sweating profusely, shivering. If you go way too low, you can obviously pass out, coma, and then if you go to 0, you die.
Wow. Isn't that crazy?
That-
I'm like still in shock about all of this. It doesn't register, like I said, because I don't deal with this on a daily basis. Like I don't have to be so heavily paying attention to all my food. I don't scrutinize every little food choice I make, or at least I didn't used to. I am a lot better with it now as a result of meeting you to an extent because of all of our training that we did. And so I look at all my diet and all the things that I consume a lot more under a magnifying glass now. But and also Alex to an extent as well. He's made a lot of great diet decisions as well lately, but he's still on the road to.
Yeah, perfect health, nirvana. Yeah, I'll reach it. Don't worry.